The purpose of this documentary is to account for students in a student-friendly environment, finding out their opinions towards tuition fee rises. We asked college students their take on it.
The rise in student university fees isn't going to stop me from going to university, because I've already accepted the fact that you have to be laden with debt to get a degree. But it might stop others, and I do think it's wrong, because education should be free at the end of the day.
College students, those who will actually be affected by this, give their opinions in a slightly different light to university students.
The increase in uni fees, although it hasn't dampened my aspirations to do a 5-year or so medical course, generally will leave me with more debt, but it hasn't damaged my aspirations to become a doctor and help people.
The issue with tuition fees rising to a possible £9,000 a year is that it could affect the future students' choices on whether or not to come to university. We asked current students whether it affected whether they'd still come given the possible debt outside.
Regarding the student fees going up, I think currently at the moment, I'm paying quite a lot of money and it's hard to pay and it's a big loan, so if they went up to 9,000 it'd be absolutely disgusting.
The tuition fees wouldn't really affect me as my parents pay for them, and also I'm in my third and final year I'm hoping to achieve, so I won't be going back to university.
Along with whether they'd still come, we asked them their position in accordance to the rises.
£9,000 a year tuition fees. What a pay that? What a bollocks. That's fucking mental. To be honest, I've just come from a bit of experience. I mean, paying £3 was quite hectic, but then paying £9 just for a bit of experience.
Right. I'd say I'm in the middle ground of my position with the tuition fees going up, because on one hand it doesn't really affect me as an individual, you wouldn't care, but on the other ground it's all the other people who will probably miss out or something like that. But it's not only that, it's kind of like a bad move the coalition government are doing, because what they're doing is basically it will cost someone who goes to university, it will be like £9,000, right? So the government has to pay them £9,000, and really what they're doing is they're giving away all that money. The government is pretty much just throwing away free money and making cuts and saying that students should be part of the cuts, but this isn't really part of the cuts. This is just useless in spending money on probably a horse and just send it out, which you might not get it back because you have to reach a pretty good job, so.
Besides Northampton University, we were able to snap up an interview with a Reading University student on his views.
High expectations of the new students will not be met, and the support services in the universities will be hit the most through increased demand, and their budgets will be cut. But demand on their services and activities will be dramatically increased.
A degree student knows what they're at university for.
Well, the simple answer is no, I wouldn't have been able to afford it because the amount it cost when I came here anyway, given the little student loan I already got, it just would simply have been impossible. The only good thing people saying that can come out of it is a degree will be worth more. Completely disagree. I think a degree is worth how much money you make at the end, not how much you pay to get it.
When studying the student responsibly, the subject of tuition fees goes from one extreme to the next. Student accounts and whether tuition fee rises are reasonable or not, see some students taking a much more personal level of response than others.
Obviously, the students of Northampton are not happy with the increase in tuition fees. That's what the student unions experienced anyway. And now the vote's gone through, we can't do much externally to stop this increase, but internally the student union will focus on where the money's going and hopefully the students will get the quality that they're paying.
And misrepresents the whole sort of class of society. Obviously you've got the middle class and the upper class, they can afford to pay these fees, but the working class can't afford to pay these fees, so they're going to have less opportunities, and that is the problem with a capitalist society. Basically, it's the big man shitting on the little man.